Hello everybody and welcome to my review of the quarterfinals video. And all the quarterfinals has been finished now, and we are gonna see the showdown that some tennis fans have been waiting for in 11 years now. Rafa and Roger is gonna meet at Wimbledon for the first time in 11 years. And that final 11 years ago was an epic battle and one of the best tennis matches that I ever seen. And that match is on many others' top 2 list of the best tennis matches that has ever been played. So what can we take notice from today's matches? Yes, Novak is in a terrible peak now. He have reached his peak now in this tournament. Today, simply with 3 words, Novak put Goffin in the coffin. He was ruthless. He took 10 straight games when he was 4-3 down in the first set. Goffin got the break there. Novak was struggling in his serve the first 3 games. And finally, Goffin managed to break him and was 4-3 up. And after that, Novak won 10 straight games and bageled him. And after that, it was just a demonstration of how good and how scary Novak can be sometimes. Because in his good moments, Goffin is a solid player, a solid baseliner. He has not a huge serve, but an okay serve. He's accurate, so he has a high percentage on his serves. But today, Novak was on another level. Like I told you in my previous video, he's a light version of Novak Djokovic, same as with Kei Nishikori, who has a similar game style. So Novak is still the man to beat, in my opinion. I knew that he's gonna put up an extra gear today, and he will face RBA, Roberto Bautista Agut, in his semifinals. And RBA did a solid match as he has played in the tournament, and he dropped his first set in the tournament today against Guido Pella from Argentina. And he had everything on control, because he got the early breaks in all of the set. And even if Pella came back in the first set, RBA managed to win. I didn't see the match, so I don't know exactly how he plays, but I read some comment that RBA have been playing as usual, as he has done earlier in this Wimbledon tournament. So nothing said with that, nothing more to add. And if you're gonna talk about Rafa's performance against Sam Querrey today, I was hoping that Sam Querrey could squeeze Nadal a little bit and take maybe 1 or 2 sets to tiebreak, and he almost did in the first set. He got the breaks. They went back and forth, but Nadal showed once again why he's Mr. Consistent, why he's the best player point to point, because Nadal doesn't dip. If he dips for 5-10 minutes, sometimes 15, but that's very unusual. And today, everything had to work for Sam Querrey to win over Nadal. Mainly his serve. The most important thing, his serve, but that was not the case today. Of course, he got some aces, 3 points there, but Nadal was there behind the baseline, picking up all the serves almost, and put the ball to play. And when he put the ball play against a player like Querrey, there's no match for him. It's like I told you, if his serve was not gonna work today, he was gonna get schooled from Rafael Nadal, and that's what's happened in the second and third set. So there was no question about who's gonna win the match, because the match died after the first set. That's all I can say. I knew Query will never come back from this. He's not that kind of player that can change a match with a different play style or anything surprising, because you have to surprise Nadal. You have to have heavy ground strokes, good serve, and play like Novak. You have to play like Novak to beat, and Query is not on that level, and that's why he lost in 3 straight sets, like I knew. But Rafa will be very hard to beat for Roger Federer, because the way Roger played today against Kei Nishikori, it was like day and night against his match when he won against Berrettini in 3 straight sets. If you got mesmerized with Roger effective serve forehand in that match, the first set was the total opposite. You couldn't almost recognize Roger, but he was almost there to break back one or two times in the first set. So even though he wasn't on his normal level in the first set, he still put pressure on Nishikori, who had a very good first set. He played like he has been doing because he has reached the 4 or 5 last quarterfinals in the 5 last Grand Slam. So he's a solid top 10 player. He has been that for many years, but when he meets Roger, Rafa or Novak, he chokes. He comes up like a schoolboy. I wasn't worried because I watched this match. Even though he lost the first set to Roger Federer, I knew that he was going to win this match. Don't get me wrong, I'm not psychic, but that eventually, this always happens to Kei Nishikori. He starts good, he sometimes takes a set from the three giants, but in the end he can't prevail, he can't close the deal, he can't finish in the way he started. So that's why he always loses against the big three, because they never go down in quality. And as soon as Nishikori goes down a little bit and started to make unforced error, Roger had the second, third, and the fourth, and eventually the match in his pocket. So that's the difference between the big three and all the other top players, especially top 10s, because they are always there in the quarterfinals. They reach sometimes semifinals, but when they meet Roger, Rafa, or Novak, they choke, or they're mentally not as tough as them. So the summary from these quarterfinals: the expected players went on to the semifinals. RB was the favorite, Rafa was of course, and Roger and Novak. It was an expected victory. Roger had to play a little bit more today than the others, but we knew from the beginning that Kei can have a bad day. He could take one set, like I predicted. So it was Roger's first test, you can say, but the biggest test is in the next match. And after seeing Rafa beating Query 7-5, 6-2, 6-2, I must hold him as the favorite in that match. And I'm not sure that Roger can keep this level for 3 hours. That is 3 to 5 hours that is necessary to beat Rafa, because he's gonna be on the court, he's gonna perform, he's gonna keep on to that high level and make Roger earn every point and struggle for every point. So that's why I don't think that Roger will win. And unfortunately, I will correct myself, because I had Roger as the final opponent against Novak in my Wimbledon preview video. So probably I have to eat that up on Friday. But you never know with Roger, and you never know with Rafa. You know with Rafa, but you never know with Roger. Today he made 55 winners, despite that he made 32 unforced errors. If you compare to the 5 unforced errors that he did against Berrettini, but his winner numbers were very high today, so that's good. And Rafa had 44 winners today, and I think Novak had 32 winners against Goffin. They have similar playing styles, so it's hard to create winners. So the numbers between unforced errors and winners are not that. How do you say? It's not that big difference between them. But in Roger's case, he served 12 aces today, I think, and made 55 winners, and I think he made 32 unforced errors. Well, that was a lot, because I think he made 17 of them in the first set, if I can remember correctly. And Rafa, of course, did 10 serve aces and 44 winners, and his unforced errors number was around 11 or 12. So nothing new in that section for Rafael Nadal. He's always like that. He does like 4 or 5 unforced errors in every set, in every match. It's his average. But with Roger, you never know. It can be a huge difference between matches, like we saw 5 against Berrettini and now 32. That's a big difference. But the way he executed his backhand in the first set and returns was terrible. I knew that. I somehow expected this kind of reaction after his magnificent performance against Berrettini, but Roger will have to dig very deep to find the tools and use them right and put Rafa out of work. But that's easier said than done, my friends. But the match between Roberto Bautista Agut and Novak Djokovic is another story. But that subject and the match between Roger and Rafa, we have to take in another video, because I don't have time. We have to take that in the semi-final preview video. So all in all, Novak was ruthless. He was amazing. He peaked as he used to do. He put Goffin in a coffin. Rafa, scary. He's gonna be hard to beat, even for Novak, if he reaches this final. And he will probably get his reward as the GOAT if he wins Wimbledon, in my opinion. But that can only be summarized when all of these 3 giants have ended their career. So still, the advantage is on Rafa's side of the table. Novak looks hard to beat, and if he meets Nadal in the final, the chances are 55-45 to Novak's advantage. But you never know. Alright, my friends and folks, please subscribe and have a nice day and evening. Bye bye, take care, ciao.